Sheilas and fellas, we are once again back at Walmart to pick up a deal that seems so good that it has to be a scam, right? A brand new gaming PC that has 32 gigabytes of DDR5 RAM for the low price of $799 United States rock flag and eagle dollars. That price is unheard of in the big 2026. The only thing suspicious about this PC is that it has an Intel graphics card. So let's head inside to Walmart and see whether we picked up the deal of the century or if we are going to be punched in the nuts. So this is the third different Walmart we have visited on this channel, and fun fact, there are a total of 4,641 Walmart store locations in the United States alone. That literally blows my mind, but for some reason, every single time I visit a different location, they do not have a single gaming PC out on display. All they have is a selection of cheap laptops that don't even have dedicated GPUs, so we really lucked out on where we live, mate. However, surprisingly, they do have some RTX 5050s, 5060s, and 5070s available as well. Of course, none of them are at MSRP, and they also have some CPUs, motherboards, power supplies, and fans. So if you want to see me build a maxed out gaming PC from Walmart in a future episode, like the pinned comment down below and we will make it happen. So now that we have grabbed our gaming PC from out the back of the store, all that's left to do is get it home to the glizzy so he can tear this thing apart and see whether we got ripped off or if this thing is an absolute steal. So we are back in the doghouse, and because this thing is a budget PC, we have had to go with the budget version of Hank. Yes, sir, this is his stuffed animal brother, Frank. How's it going, mate? Long time no see. Yeah, sorry, buddy, this isn't going to work. Let's turn you into a real boy. Ah, there we go. The real-life sausage in the flesh. Hank is back and ready to review this thing. Now, we are already off to a great start because the box already has a massive hole in it. So I wouldn't be surprised if someone put their raccoon-like hands up there out the back of the Walmart Supercenter and stole the RAM straight on out of this thing. Now, this PC is from a company called ABS. I see a ton of their PCs usually listed on Newegg, and they all look like pretty good value, so it's time to see what their build quality is like today. We have the box upside down right now. Let's grip it, rip it, and stick it so we can see the PC on the inside of this thing. And great stuff, mate. It is packaged nice and securely, so if you do need to get this thing shipped out to your house, it shouldn't be an issue, mate. Once we remove all of that plastic nonsense, Hank is left with a piece of packaging foam standing from him and the components, so let's give him a quick treat. Once he's done munching on that, let's rip it out of the way and welcome the world to the all-new Intel ABS Flux 2 PC in all of her glory. And mate, I am not going to lie, she actually looks a lot nicer than I anticipated, but before we judge the aesthetics on this thing, let's get 2 quick handshakes from the glizzy and we can turn this naughty girl on. And would you look at that, dingoes and wombats, we have rainbow ARGB puke being spat out of the fans, the CPU cooler, and the graphics card, and it is so bright, it feels like my head is going to explode. Now let's quickly address the elephant in the room. This PC is a tiny boy. It's literally the size of Hank and probably weighs less than his fat ass, but I think it's a great thing. It takes up such little space, so I really like the small footprint of this thing, and it's in quite a nice styled fish tank case, so no complaints here on the quality, mate. The fans are also a really nice design. The ARGB is very bright and they have this nice silver ring in the middle that looks pretty cool. The CPU cooler has this nice ARGB logo on the plastic housing out the front of it, and the fan has this nice ring light around it, which also looks pretty nice. Honestly, for 800 United States ham and cheese sandwiches, I think this thing looks incredible. On top of that, this machine also runs as quiet as a mouse, even when running it under 100% load. The cable management is also fantastic. I literally cannot fault this thing, so let me know down below in the comments. Did ABS cook on this thing, or are they cooked? And do you like the look of this, or is this not your cup of tea? So now that we finished the fit check on this thing and give it a 9 out of 10 on its aesthetics to price ratio, it's time to turn her off, throw her onto its side and start checking out what this thing came with. And of course, we are starting with the GPU. Once we rip out the 8-pin PCIe connector and unscrew her from the side, we are left with the Intel Arc B580 with a massive 12 12 gigabytes of VRAM. Yes, you heard me right. 12 gigabytes, baby. It absolutely trounces the RTX 5060's 8 gigabytes. But unfortunately, despite its popularity and great reviews from virgin PC elitists like me and Hank, it just never took off with the public, and with Intel's shift towards AI, the Arc series of GPU cards has been discontinued and is now in heaven. RIP, mate. Despite this though, they said they would continue supporting their remaining GPUs. Ours came with the ASRock edition and it looks pretty neat, mate. It comes with 2 large fans and even has a cheeky bit of ARGB on the front of it, so great stuff, Intel and ASRock. When we run it under 100% load for 30 minutes, the highest temperature it gets to is well below 80 degrees, which is great, and while it did come out with an MSRP of $249 when it was released, that went the way of the dodo, just like every other GPU's MSRP, and it has increased by over 20%, with it now costing $309. Now in the big 2026, would I recommend buying one of these for 309 American Bon Jovis? Nah, not really. Intel clearly isn't the answer for the GPU crisis going forward. At least right now, I would definitely stick with AMD or Nvidia if you can, but in terms of gaming at 1080p, or heck, even 1440p, it is still very capable. We have previously done a full Intel Arc B580 benchmark video and put it in a battle against the 9060 XT 16GB AMD card late last year. It'll be linked down below in the description or in the right hand corner at the end of this video, but if this GPU is your only option, don't stress, mate. You'll be able to play any game on it no problem. Moving on to the RAM, and this is where it gets bonkers, mate. This brand new 800 Spankaroony PC came with 32 gigabytes of DDR5 RAM clocked at 6,000 mega transfers per second. Yes, you heard me right, mate. 6,000 mega transfers per second with a pretty decent timing of CL36. Am I having a stroke right now? We have literally gotten much worse RAM in some of our $2,000 iBuy scammers PCs. Sorry, I mean iBuy Power. I really have to practice saying their name if they are ever going to sponsor the channel. Now, the RAM sticks that came with the PC are the Patriot Viper. They are a pretty reputable brand. We have used them quite a few times on the channel, and excitingly, this PC actually came with XMP enabled, and the RAM was running at its 6,000 mega transfers per second rated speed right out of the box, which is actually much better than many other big box PC brands like Alien Scammers, for example. Sorry, I mean Alienware, my bad. Why do I keep getting these wrong? Now, if you wanted to pick this RAM kit up brand new, you can get it off Newegg for an absolutely insane $394.99. So basically, the RAM alone makes up half of the cost of the PC. I hate you, 2026 and AI data centers. Speaking of price increases, we now have the M.2. These things are going bananas as well when it comes to price. And once again, Patriot has blessed us with another component, their P410 PCIe Gen 4 NVMe with read and write speeds of up to 4,500 megabytes per second. So definitely not the fastest Gen 4 drive in the world, but you pay pennies, you get monkeys, mate. And this is a budget PC, so we will definitely take 1 terabyte of Gen 4 storage in an $800 PC in 2026. Don't you worry about that, Sally. But if you wanted to buy this drive brand new, you are looking at a despicable $160, mate. That is disgusting. This is like a 300% increase on 1 terabyte drives in about 6 months. If I see Sam Altman in the streets, we are having a pillow fight. Give me back my cheap M.2, you scumbag. Up next, we have to unveil the powerhouse of this rig, and I ain't talking about the mitochondria, mate. I am talking about the CPU. Once we unscrew the air cooler, we are left with this hot, filthy mess right here. All we gotta do is give her a quick rub-a-dub-dub, and behold, the Intel Core i5-14400F, a blast from the past, being launched in 2024 with 10 total cores and 16 threads. The last CPU on the Raptor Lake LGA 1700 architecture before they moved on up to the Ultra series. Now, is this CPU any good? Nah, it's definitely not bad. I think it's a very solid pairing with the Intel B580, and for the total price of this PC being $799 Benjamin Franklin's, yeah, mate, I'll definitely take the Intel i5-14400F in a heartbeat. It is fairly efficient and very easy to cool, so this CPU air cooler will have no worries in the world, and when we ran the CPU under 100% load and firm arc for about 10 minutes, it didn't even get up past 60 degrees, so so air cooling for the win on this one, baby. Right now, you can get this CPU for 200 American cheese sticks on Amazon, so definitely not the best value if you're looking to build a PC brand new. Go with AMD if you are going with DDR5, mate. So now that we have the air cooler off and the PC is completely naked, we can finally see the motherboard that is being paired with our CPU, and it is the Arc B580 MCX, a budget micro ATX board which is perfect for our micro ATX case. Now don't get me wrong, mate, this thing isn't going to win the Mr. Olympia open motherboard bodybuilding class, but it's a perfectly fine pairing for this i5 CPU. It comes with 4 DIMM slots, so if you wanted to add more RAM you can, although during Rampocalypse I definitely wouldn't recommend that, mate. It also comes with a USB-C header on the motherboard which our case is hooked up to, 2 total M.2 slots, and decent but good enough VRMs for this CPU. Moving on back outside of the case to look at the rear I.O., it has an additional USB-C port along with 6 USB-As, Wi-Fi 6E, and 1 gigabit LAN, so again, not world-beating but also not bad for an $800 PC, mate. Now this ASRock board is a system integrator OEM board, so you can't actually purchase it brand new, but you can get a similar ASRock B760M for 120 United States pizza pies off Amazon, so cheap as chips, mate. So now that we've got all of the front components out of the way, all we got to do is enter through the back door and check out the PSU. So let's just put a very tiny bit of thermal paste onto this thing, and I might have just put a squiz too much on. Ah well, screw it. Let's throw the cooler back on, click the RAM back into sockets 2 and 4, screw the M.2 back down, and finally throw the GPU into the top PCIe socket like an absolute monster, screw it back in on the left hand side, and place the 8-pin PCIe cable back in nice and tight, and Bob's your uncle, mate. You are good to go. So finally, we are ready for some backdoor action, and unlike Hank, Frank is a backdoor bandit, you cheeky bugger you. You can see at the back there is a ton of ventilation to bring air into the case from these 2 reverse blade fans, and also from the fan on the power supply as well. So let's rip the back cover off to see the power supply, and sweet Mother Mary of Joseph, look at the cable management on this thing. This may be up there with some of the best cable management I have ever seen in my life. Shout out to the worker who did this at the ABS factory, mate. You are officially the GOAT. But back to what's important, the power supply brand, and a quick drum roll reveals that this is the Gamdius Helios P1650G 80 plus gold power supply. Now obviously this thing isn't spitting out a huge amount of juice, but it is tier B plus on the PSU tiers list, which is phenomenal, mate. Most PC companies selling their $2,000 PCs like cyber scammers, for example. Sorry, I mean cyber power, mate. What am I saying? Well, they are throwing in tier C units into their rigs, mate. So ABS, you have won mine and Hank's heart, mate. All of these components are great for the $800 price point. Great job, champs. Now let's see if we can actually build this PC for cheaper using brand new parts and building it ourselves in the big 2026. Let's get to it. So before we start trying to beat this PC on cost, the question is this worth 799 United States pasta bakes? 100% yes, mate. Even in 2025, this thing would have been a gem, so the fact that things have gone so downhill in 2026, you will definitely struggle to find similar price to performance. Now, as we try to build this thing out brand new, it is the 1st of June, so keep that in mind when you're doing the pricing on your own rig. Starting off, we already saw that this GPU brand new was $310, so not a great start, but it definitely could be worse. Moving on, and next up we have the motherboard. This ASRock B760M is $120. 32GB RAM sticks are an excruciatingly expensive 395 United States bacon, egg, and cheese sandwiches. The 1TB M.2 is a putrid $160. The Intel 14400F is $200 on Amazon. We unfortunately couldn't find the Gamdius Helios 650-watt power supply, but this Rosewell 650 watt is tier B and it's only $47, so throw that in the cart immediately, mate. For the air cooler, let's spoil ourselves a bit and go with the Thermalright Peerless Assassin with a digital temperature display for $23, only $5 more than the normal version, so what the hell, mate, let's do it. And finally, the case. We need something budget, micro ATX, and sexy with 3 fans to match the case that we have here, and look at what has popped up. The brand new Okinos Aqua Uno for $45. bucks. How in the hell, LeBron James, are they able to get the thing so cheap? Get straight into my cart, mate, and we are going to build with this case on a future episode, so get excited for that. So we have all of the prices for our brand new components sitting on our screen now. The question is, do they even come close to adding up to the $800 price point of our brand new ABS PC from Walmart? Keeping in mind just 12 months ago, it was 100% cheaper to build a PC yourself using brand new components than to buy a pre-built in almost any situation. However, things have definitely changed for the worse, and I am sad to say, ladies and gentlemen, that we have failed miserably. To build this PC brand new using brand new parts off Amazon, Newegg, and all of these other websites, it will cost you 1,300 United States Ben Afflecks. Yes, you heard me right, $1,300 to build a budget all Intel gaming PC in 2026. PC building is well and truly cooked, mate. This might be the end of our channel forever. Now, if you want to see how well the B580 performs during benchmarks, click the link in the top right hand corner. Otherwise, get out of here, mate. Me and the Glizzy love ya. Goodbye.